Hello, my name is Helen. I'm going to take you through a really nice hip opening yoga flow. I say really nice. I think it's really nice. All you need, a yoga mat if you have one. It's not the end of the world if you don't. If you ever struggle with anything like the pace of anything that we do, just go at your own pace, go at your own range, make sure it feels good for you. You can always take breaks. Part of yoga, you can also just do is lying down the whole time. So if you ever feel you want to just stop, pause, and do. When we go into some sun salutations and we'll be stepping back, you might find getting down and back is a bit challenging. So you can use things like a sofa or an incline or maybe yoga blocks if you wanted. For now though, let's come down to the ground, lie on your back, and you can have your feet flat on the floor, especially if that's more comfortable for your back, or lie with your arms and your legs outstretched. Take just a couple of moments just to pause and breathe. So just adjust yourself so you feel most comfortable. Maybe close down your eyes for a moment. If you've been quite on the go, had quite a busy or stressful day, maybe take a few breaths in through the nose and sigh your breath out through the mouth. And just do that as many times as you need and then gradually settle in to a slower, steady breath. Each time you breathe out, just notice if you feel any little changes in your body. You might feel somewhere relax or become a little bit heavier. You might notice no change at all. Often we take just a moment to be still, be quiet, and just breathe. We get these little micro changes in our body, our muscles, our nervous system, maybe even our mind. And the next time you breathe in, hug your right knee in towards your body. Give the knee a little bit of a squeeze. If your leg is outstretched, your left leg, you may want to bring it in a bit closer. That might make it a bit more gentle. And then just roll your knee around in circles. And back the other way. Perfect. And I'm going to hug the knee in again. And then think about pushing your leg away into your hand. So you're going to rest your hands on top of your shin and now push your shin into your hand. You won't necessarily see any movement, but you might even feel you're creating a little bit of space in your hip joint. And then as you exhale, relax. Maybe just hold there, maybe even gently pull the knee in a little bit closer. And then do that a couple more breaths. So breathe in, push the leg away. And breathe out, gently ease it in closer if you like. And then go one more time. And relax. And then just switch your legs over. Start with the right foot to the floor or extend the leg out. Hug your left knee in. And then again, we're going to go through a few circles of the knee. And in both directions. And then same thing again, hug the knee in. Press your shin into your hand as you inhale. As you exhale, it's just relaxing the muscles, maybe pulling in, you don't have to. And then breathing in, pushing again, feel contraction. Breathing out, feel softening. And just say one more time. And then we're going to switch the legs again. Bring the right knee in towards you. This time, bring your palm on top of the front of your thigh. So rather than holding it behind the shin, but in front of the thigh. And same thing again, you're going to push the leg into the hand. The hand will resist it. So as you breathe in, push the leg in again, feel the hip flexor contract. And this time as you breathe out, just switch your legs. So switch legs over. Remember the other foot will be on the floor or leg outstretched. And then breathe in, press, squeeze, contract. Breathe out, switch legs. Inhale, contracting. Exhale, switch. I like to do things in threes. And for some reason I've lost count. I feel like that's twice each leg. So let's do one more of each. Could be wrong. But you should already feel, we've not even got off the ground, and you should feel your hips are really warming up. So you're getting them warm to stretch, open, and strengthen. And relax. Just give a little wiggle of your hips. And then we're going to roll ourselves over and come into all fours. Spread your fingers a lot, tuck your toes under, and then lift your hips up to downward dog. Tuck your chin so your neck relaxes, and just pedal out your feet. Push one heel towards the floor, then the other. Walking it out. And then slowly walk your feet forward towards your hands. Take as many steps as you need. We're just going to hang out there and forward fold for a moment. So take as deep a knee bend as needed so you can rest your upper body on your thighs. And then just nod your head, shake your head, relax out through your shoulders. And we're going to flow, extended mountain. Roll up, circle your arms wide and press your palms overhead. Forward fold, bend your knees and fold forward again. Tuck in your chin. Step your right foot way back to low lunge. Drop the hips and lift the chest up. Downward dog. Left foot steps back, feet hip distance, and hips lift up high. Move forward to plank, roll forward, shoulders come over wrists. Crocodile, knees land to floor, bracing your core strong. Bend your elbows, so elbows graze your ribs. Squeeze about, land the hips and lift your chest up with baby cobra. Tuck your toes under, downward dog. Bend your knees and lunge your right foot between the hands. You're aiming to get the knee over the ankle, but if you're not quite there, just drop the left knee down, pick up the foot and help it. We'll get as close as you can. And then step into forward fold. And let's repeat other side with breath. Inhale, extended mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Breathe in, left foot way back to lunge. And breathe out, down dog. Inhale as you move forward to plank. Exhale, knees to ground, crocodile, lower halfway. Baby cobra, breathe in, squeeze your butt, lift the chest. And breathe out, down dog. Bend your knees. Inhale, lunge your left foot between the hands. And again, help if you need to, if you struggle to get it all the way through. And then breathe out, hold. Roll up, extended mountain. Fold forwards. Step your right foot way back to low lunge. And then drop the right knee to the floor, release the foot. As you breathe in, press your foot down into the floor. Again, feel your quad and hip engage a little bit. And then breathe out. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Tuck your tailbone under. And now again, breathe in, press your right foot into the floor. Feel it contract. Breathe out, soften. You might even be sinking deeper. One more breath in, maybe find a back bend. So make an even bigger full stretch on front of the body to the knee. Breathe out, press your foot into the hands. And what's the hand? What's this thing called? The floor. And maybe you can relax in a little bit deeper. Hands come down. Tuck right toe, lift knee, downward dog. Move your weight forward to plank. You can drop your knees to the floor again or keep them off as you lower halfway to crocodile. Make sure the hips haven't sagged first. And you can land for baby cobra or push into the hands for cobra. If you want to give more energy, push into the feet as well. Your thighs will slightly lift off. Down dog. Bend your knees and lunge your right foot between the hands. Help it. Make sure you get the knee above the ankle. Then drop the left knee to the floor, release foot. Breathe in, press left foot down into the ground. Breathe out, relax, maybe soften it more. Inhale, sweep the arms up. You might need to shift back a little bit so you can exhale and tuck your tailbone under. And then breathe in, press left foot into the floor again. Breathe out, relax it. Maybe you're able to sink in deeper. Inhale, expand and reach back, lifting your chest up towards the ceiling. Exhale, soften, and next in-breath, press your left foot down again into the ground. And release it. Well done, land the hands to the floor. Tuck the left toe, lift the knee, step in, forward fold. Extended mountain pose. And then just release your hands down by your side in mountain. Palms turn forward. Maybe close your eyes for a moment. And play with a little bit of balance. Shift your weight into your left foot. Pick up the inside of the right foot, thumb by the big toe, and close your knees. So again, straight away might feel a bit of a stretch into the quad and hip. Coming into dancer's pose, so you reach your left arm forward and reach your body forward. And a bit like we were doing with those pushing their foot into the floor, this time push the foot into the hand. See how that makes your pose a little bit bigger. So you might be smaller, you might need to be more upright, you might be really reaching out big. Just take a few breaths here. Now, if you're finding your balance is so good, I want you to challenge yourself more. How? Either by reaching further forward so you really take yourself off balance, or more advanced, steady your eyes to one point on the floor and then try closing your eyes. And then you'll likely lose your balance, and that's fine. Come in and join in again. If you're just struggling to hold your balance, don't hold on. Don't worry about it. My challenge for you now is that you all lose balance 2 or 3 times. So take a few goes. Once you've lost balance, shake it off. Have a breath, reset, find your pose, and then choose how you want to challenge your balance. Maybe it's just you're holding here and you're just trying desperately to hold on and you lose. Maybe you're reaching, making it bigger. Maybe you're able to close your eyes. Wherever you are, steady your eyes to one point. If you close your eyes, imagine that same steady point. And once you've all kind of lost your balance 2 or 3 times, have another little pause in mountain pose. Just close your feet, close your eyes. And take a few breaths. So while we're playing with balance, we're also getting that contraction and stretch into the hips. And now just notice what's happening with your feet. Think of spreading your toes a little bit on the floor. And then not necessarily gripping the floor. Notice how you don't have to grip when you've got both feet down. You do have to use your toes to help with a little bit of balance, but we're not trying to overly grip. Same thing applies when you lift one foot off. So let's try the side. Shift your weight into your right leg. Pick up the left foot, thumb by the big toe, close your knees. And then just steady your foot, steady your eyes, steady your breath, and then breathe in and start to tip forwards. Breathe out, start to put pressure with your foot into the hand. And once you feel stable, try and make it so you come off balance. So you're maybe reaching further, making bigger. Maybe steady your eyes and then imagine that steady spot as you close your eyes. And it's as soon as you get rid of one sense, it's much harder to balance. So again, you'll likely need a reset, a breath, and then to go again. It's not a failure if you lose your balance here in this sequence. I'm hoping you lose your balance. And what you'll notice when you're wobbling is how much your ankle is moving, your knees, your hips adjusting, and that's just what really helps us build strength in unstable situations. Balancing has really helped me with, I used to roll my ankles all the time, and now I've got stronger just from balance. I touch wood, rarely do. Once you've done your 3 efforts, and again, feel free to play a little bit longer if you like, come back, have that little pause in mountain pose. Maybe closing down your eyes. And inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, hips back and down, chair pose. Tuck your tailbone under, take a few breaths here. If your feet are together, squeeze your knees into one another. If your feet are hip distance, that's fine. Just gently allow both knees to push evenly forward as you push your hips back, weight comes into the heel. Right foot steps way back for warrior 2. Step the right leg back, land the heel, and open up your body, stacking shoulders over hips. Now, if you ever want to make this easier, it's feet closer to one another. More challenging is feet further away. Wherever you are, you're trying to get your hips underneath your shoulders. Try to spread the thighs out as wide as we can by squeezing the side of the bum. Now lengthen your left leg, hinge at the hip, reach over to the left and land your hand wherever it naturally lands in triangle pose. And if you've got hypermobile knees, you may need to slightly soften the knee. Then bend the left knee, dropping the hip down low and lift back up to warrior 2. 1 breath in, 1 breath out, tries to get you deeper. Then again, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, hinge and reach. Breathe in, open the arms. Breathe out, ground. Let's go to the other side. Bend the knee, push yourself up, and just turn your toes. Right toe points out, left heel is pushing away. Bend right knee. Check again if your hips are trying to, and body is trying to face your right leg. You're trying to get it as open as you can. Adjust your foot in or out. And see where you've settled your shoulders. Shoulders over ribs, over hips. Breathe in, breathe out, ground. Inhale, lengthen, hinge, reach, and land. Feel stretch in inner thigh, but you're still getting a little bit of contraction as you push the ground away. Bend, see if you can drop your hips even lower to push back up. 1 breath. 1 breath, see how deep you can come. Then inhale, lengthen and hinge, reach, exhale, breathe in, open, breathe out, hold. Perfect, bend the right knee, push yourself up, bring your hands to your hips, turn both toes to face forwards. And then you're just going to bend your right knee, left knee, doesn't matter which knee, bend one knee. I want you to relax and just feel a little bit of stretch in your inner thigh, inner right thigh. Push your hips back to feel more. And then switch sides. Feel the stretch, and naturally you'll feel a bit of loading in this leg, but you can rest on it as you need. So you can feel this relax. Switch again, we're aiming to contract this time. So think about your extended leg, dragging, trying to bunch up your mat into the middle. So think about dragging, pressing it down into the floor and then dragging it in towards the middle. Do you feel like contract your inner thigh, inside hip? And then switch sides. So settle in and then again, press the leg down, think of dragging it in. So it's really important to be strong at our end range. Imagine if you were walking about and you were to slip. If we're strong here, we can catch ourselves. It's really good for injury prevention. Let's relax again, shift sides, relax. You can even slide your leg further away, maybe reach one or both hands to the floor, but just enjoy the stretch for a moment. Again, it's kind of a bit unavoidable that the bent leg might be working a bit. Switch sides. And then just come through to the middle. Just bend knees and fold your body forwards. Tucking in your chin. Relax your shoulders. Maybe nod your head, shake your head. And tuck your chin and roll your way up. We're going to close our feet a little bit. So keep feet wider than hips, but less narrow, more narrow than they were. Squatting down, and you can bring your hands inside the knees, or if you're able to squat deeper, maybe it's the forearms, maybe it's the elbows, you come into prayer, but drop your hips down as low as you can. And we're going to go again with that squeeze and release. So knees are going to squeeze in to your hands and arms, and then we'll gently press them out. So choose where you want to be. And then as you breathe in, press your knees in towards your arms, feel your inner thighs contract. And as you breathe out, relax, maybe assist your knees coming a little bit wider. Come again, breathe in, contract. Breathe out, maybe come a little bit wider. This is the last bit of strength as well. Breathe in, contract. And breathe out, keep going wider. Very nice. Sit down on your bum, please. Make your way down with soles of feet together. Exact same principle for now. Just start with a little shake, shake, shake of the knees. It's going to just bounce and see how it's feeling. Maybe bring your hands behind. See how we feel. And we're going to sit in a way that means, again, we can rest our arms onto the legs. It may mean you need a round back if you can, sitting with good posture. So resting your hands on the inside of the leg, maybe holding onto your ankles. As you breathe in, press your knees up into your elbows. As you breathe out, relax and maybe just stay. Maybe again, now the hips are warmer, you can gently press them a bit deeper. 3 times, please. So breathe in to contract. And breathe out, relax. I remember this other yoga teacher always saying please before doing something really hard. And I was like, okay, you said please. So let's go again a 3rd time. Breathe again. Lift, 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 squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And breathing out. Did you notice if that got any easier? Or if you felt relaxed at all? Hopefully. We're going to do another inner thigh opener. So scooch around. It's up to you if we're going to go to a wide leg child's pose. So that's with feet together, knees apart, and sit your hips back. Or if you wanted to come into frog pose, I recommend coming like this way on your mat and maybe rolling it up to give some extra padding for your knees. If you're on a hardwood floor, this might be a bit uncomfortable, and wide leg child's pose might be more preferable. The frog pose, similar thing, knees open wide, but the difference is your heels kick out wide and your toes turn outwards. And then you find support in your forearms. Gently tuck the tailbones so your spine's in a neutral position, and play with where you want your hips to be forward and back to get the best stretch in the inner thighs and inside hips. And then whatever option you're in, wide leg child's pose or frog pose, we're going to try again with that contract and release. So we'll press the knees, the inside knees into the floor, squeezing the inner thighs, inside hips. And as you exhale, you relax. Maybe you can stick your hips further. Maybe it just feels better. Maybe you ease your knees a smidge wider. And do that a few times, maybe more if you want. This type of release is called P and F stretching. P for Papa, N for Nana. Not here. F for Freddie. I used to know that, you know. But it stands for, oh, now I've only got Papa. Proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. I got there. Essentially, it's a way of improving our flexibility, because if your body is able to contract in a position, it normally knows it's in a safe range that it will also be able to relax. So it can just tell your brain, your nervous system, that it can relax in this pose. Whereas if we just go into stretch, sometimes it can take a little bit more longer for that information to come through. And the other thing, as I said earlier, you know, when you were getting that contraction at our end range, it means that we're not just improving flexibility, we're improving our strength at the end range. And it's important to be both strong and stretchy. Just take a few final breaths. This is your final stretch. And loads of hip opening here today. And when you feel ready, push yourself up onto your hands. If you're in frog pose, start to close your knees. I would personally take a little moment just to wiggle the hips out. And then we're going to finish with a short shavasana, so relaxation. So make your way into a comfortable position again. That might be lying on your belly, on your side, on your back, feet on the floor, legs extended. It really doesn't matter. The main thing is that we're in a position where we think we can find stillness. So the first thing I'd say is add some movement. Add little bits of movement. Maybe rock your knees a little bit side to side. Maybe take some full body stretches. Get out any fidgets you need to do. And then gradually, each time you breathe out, start to move a little bit slower, a little bit less, until eventually you slow down to stillness. Maybe close down your eyes. And a lot of our emotions are stored in our hips, so you may even feel a release of anger, sadness. You might feel happy. You might not feel any of these emotions. That's really not uncommon. So maybe just enjoying these moments just to feel whatever it is you may be feeling. Taking a few minutes to just pause and not be doing anything. Our lives tend to be so busy, so overstimulated now, that it's rare we get the moments to do the opposite and pause and do nothing. So just enjoy this few minutes of quiet. And whenever you feel you are ready to move again, try and avoid just rushing back up. Start reversing what you just did and start breathing in. And when you breathe in, moving, starting small and gradually making it bigger. So reversing how we wound down, start to wind out gradually. Maybe wiggling fingers and toes, rotating wrists and ankles. And then maybe exploring a couple more stretches. And then I always like to hug my knees in again, roll over onto the right hand side and just pause again for another few moments. taking these pauses, enjoying these pauses, knowing not everything has to be in a rush. And then gradually, and only when you're ready, breathing in, pushing yourself up to your sitting. If you want to stay still longer, please do. And then just sit for a moment in any position that's comfortable for you. It can be kneeling, it can be on a sofa, cross-legged, legs in front. Maybe close your eyes again. Just again, take one final little pause, breathing in and breathing out, seeing where you can relax and soften. And then when you feel ready to move, breathe in and start to blink your eyes open. Well done. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed. I love hip opening. I also love PNF stretching. I find it really helps improve my flexibility. So hopefully you notice the benefits of that also. If you've got any questions or anything, drop me a message. But thank you for training with me and hopefully see you for another one soon.